Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Tonight's S-breaking story has sent shockwaves through global defense circles. Iran has just claimed to have deployed hypersonic missiles near Israel's northern border. And within hours, the United States issued a direct military response. The tension is electric, the stakes are historic, and the world is watching what could be the most dangerous escalation in the Middle East in decades. Let's dive deep into what's unfolding, the truth behind Iran's claim, how Israel and the US are reacting, and what this could mean for the future of global security. Iran's announcement came late last night from Tehran's state media. According to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, a limited but strategic number of Fattah-class hypersonic missiles have been moved to forward operational zones near the Israeli border, reportedly inside Syrian territory under Iranian coordination. The Fattah missile, which Iran unveiled months ago, is said to be capable of reaching speeds over Mach 15, that's more than 18,000 kilometers per hour, and can evade all known air defense systems, including Israel's Iron Dome and the US-built Patriot systems. Iranian officials described the move as a defensive precaution against Zionist aggression, but international observers see it as a direct threat, one that could ignite a regional war with catastrophic consequences. Within hours of this announcement, the Pentagon issued a response. A U.S. Defense Department spokesperson stated, "We are closely monitoring Iranian movements and will take all necessary measures to defend our allies and interests in the region." Satellite images, confirmed by multiple intelligence agencies, show that U.S. and Israeli surveillance planes have increased patrols over Syria and Lebanon, scanning for any signs of missile installations. American forces in Iraq and Jordan have also been placed on high alert. This is not just a symbolic gesture. This is a direct military standoff forming across the region. To understand how we got here, we have to rewind the clock a few weeks. Following Israel's intensified operations in Gaza and southern Lebanon, Iran had repeatedly warned that it would not tolerate further Zionist aggression. The IRGC had vowed a response of a new dimension, one that would change the balance of deterrence in the region. At the time, many analysts dismissed those threats as political theater. But now, with verified footage of Iranian convoys moving missile launchers across western Syria, the situation appears to have entered an entirely new phase. What makes hypersonic missiles like the Fattah so concerning is their speed and maneuverability. Traditional ballistic missiles follow predictable paths, making them possible to intercept. But hypersonic missiles can change course mid-flight, fly low under radar detection, and reach targets in a fraction of the time. If Iran's claims are true, if these missiles are truly combat-ready and positioned near Israel, then Tel Aviv could be within striking distance. In under 2 minutes, Israel's response so far has been unusually restrained, at least in public. The Israel Defense Forces released a short statement saying, "The IDF is aware of regional threats and is prepared for all scenarios." But behind the scenes, Israeli military command has reportedly placed its northern air defense systems on emergency standby. Meanwhile, Washington has quietly repositioned assets across the region. The USS Eisenhower Carrier Strike Group, which had been stationed in the eastern Mediterranean, is now moving closer to the Levant coast. Air bases in Jordan and Qatar have also gone into elevated readiness. The U.S. Air Force has increased flights of F-22, Raptors, and B-1 bombers over the region, a clear show of force aimed at deterring Iran from taking any further step. According to unconfirmed reports, U.S. and Israeli officials held an emergency video conference overnight. Sources claim they discussed preemptive measures, including potential strikes on missile depots in Syria, if Iran's deployment proves real and imminent. For Iran, this move appears to be part of a broader strategy, establishing a deterrent ring around Israel through proxies and forward bases. By placing hypersonic-capable systems closer to Israel, Tehran believes it can prevent or at least discourage Israeli airstrikes on Iranian soil or allied militias. But this strategy comes with enormous risks. One miscalculation, one false radar signal, could trigger a regional war drawing in the United States, Lebanon's Hezbollah, Iraq's militias, and possibly even Russia, which maintains military presence in Syria. Russia's reaction has been cautious but telling. The Kremlin released a statement saying it encouraged restraint from all sides, while quietly praising Iran's technological advancements. Moscow likely views Iran's missile progress as a counterbalance to NATO's presence near its own borders. China, on the other hand, urged diplomatic dialogue but blamed the US for escalating militarization of the Middle East. The United Nations Security Council has called for an urgent closed-door meeting, with several member states expressing alarm at the latest developments. The European Union has also voiced concern, saying that Iran's actions violate the spirit of regional stability. But inside Iran, the mood is triumphant. State television aired dramatic footage of what it claimed were Fattah missile units rolling through mountainous terrain toward forward bases. Crowds were shown chanting slogans against Israel and the US, while military commentators hailed this as the day Iran entered the next generation of warfare. Military analysts, however, are divided. Some question whether Iran truly possesses operational hypersonic weapons or if this is a psychological operation, a show of power meant to deter Israel from further military action. Others argue that Iran has been testing hypersonic glide vehicles since 2021, and the deployment claim could indeed be credible. The Fattah-2, according to leaked specs, reportedly features advanced solid fuel propulsion and radar-evading coatings, making it capable of striking with extreme precision. If that's accurate, this would make Iran the third country in the world, after Russia and China, to field operational hypersonic missiles, a stunning development in global military dynamics. As night falls over the Middle East, the region stands at a crossroads. Israel's air defenses remain on edge, US reconnaissance drones patrol the skies, and Iranian media continues to release new footage every hour. Whether this is a calculated bluff or the start of something far more dangerous, one thing is certain. The fragile balance of power has shifted dramatically. Analysts warn that even a small incident, a misfire, a misunderstanding, could spark a conflict that pulls the entire world into crises. For now, diplomacy still has a narrow window to work. But as the missiles roll closer to Israel's border, and as US warships prepare for possible engagement, that window is closing fast. This moment could define the next decade of Middle Eastern geopolitics. Will Iran's show of power lead to negotiation, or to confrontation? The answer may come not from politicians, but from the next missile launch that crosses the sky. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.